and gentlemen. We are back for what? The third day in a row. This is our football schedule now. We told ourselves we need to do more. You know why we need to do more? Because we love football and we love talking about football and we love whenever people want us to talk about football and we want to bring football to people because we had a pro game start last night. Okay. Spectacular. Bills, Dolphins. Everybody thought it was going to be a blowout. But we also had Rice and UNC Charlotte because we're in the season now where you need at least 2 TVs to go live with some football. So right now, tonight, we currently have Rutgers and Iowa battling it out. We have Oklahoma State and Tulsa going at it. I almost said Tulane. And that's how you have to say Tulane. It's like one of those people whenever they say Clemson, they do Clemson. And it really makes Clemson people mad when you put a Z instead of an S. And then so if you do Tulane and you say like Tulane, they get really mad when you put like an extra Y in front of the U there. That doesn't matter. But we're here to talk football, and we need points really bad from Oklahoma State right now, and we need them to win this game and score about 20 points here within the next 6.5 minutes. So this is we appreciate everybody listening to the podcast. Let's go ahead and pull up our headline sponsor, quite literally and figuratively, the headline sponsor, because Howdy Hats at howdy.hats.enc, they make our headgear and they make these beauties that I'm currently wearing, the rope hats or the flat bills. We have all these colors available on your screen if you're listening to the podcast right now. We do have each one of these hats available, but if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see them. So we have 6 colors of hats. If you'd like a hat, reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram or somewhere. Go follow us on all those social medias. We appreciate everybody listening to the podcast. Numbers have been great. That's why we've been inspired to do more. So we appreciate everybody listening. So without further ado, this is the college football. We touch on college football on our main show on Wednesday. We go over in detail games of the week. We're going to brush over those before we get to our college football pick'em contest, where we are currently 15-15. And we pick 15 games each week, and thus far we have been bamboozled. We don't have a losing record, so we could say that. But we're going to get to that here in a minute. But first, we have got to go over our college football segment that we did on Wednesday's show. Go check out the whole show if you'd like. We did our college football playoff top 12. People look at this, and if you listen to the show, you heard us on Wednesday. This is a little bit of a repeat, but for people who haven't listened and you're new, every week we put together a top 12 in college football. As if the college football playoff was starting, because ranking all 25 teams, it's just the AP poll, and they clearly don't know what they're doing. So we're just going to do the one that actually matters at the end of the year, which is, top 12. Then we had Ohio State, Miami, LSU, Georgia after their big win, Tennessee, Oregon, Penn State, Illinois, FSU, Iowa State, Oklahoma, Georgia Tech, Tulane number 12 because they're the Group of 5 team. You have to have a Group of 5 team in there. Highest ranked conference champion of the Group of 5 gets in the playoff. So that's the top 12 for those of you. People push back on Iowa State, but until they lose, people are asking where Texas A&M is, where's Indiana, Georgia Tech with their win over Clemson. We've got a lot. There's some points right there. 49-yarder. There we go. Thank you very much. All right, we're up to 31. We need quite a bit more here. By the way, what in the world has happened to Oklahoma State? They used to be every year they were at the top of the food chain. And now with that beautiful stadium, one of my favorite stadiums in college football, Oklahoma State in complete and utter disarray at this moment. But anyways, it's just a real shame. Gundy, he's probably on his way out. Some of these guys that have been at these colleges, the Dabos and the Gundys and they've been there forever. Their time is running out. They got to get with the times, man. We'll see if Oklahoma State can pull out something here in the last 6 minutes. But that's our top 12. Yell about it. Talk trash about it, whatever. This is how we see things. We see things as, what have you done? What have you done? Have you lost a game? That's number one. No. Okay, you can be in the top 12. We're not going to put 1 and 2 teams in. We're not going to Notre Dame this thing and put 0 and 2 Notre Dame in the freaking top 12. They haven't won a game. Win a game first. You have to not have, you could not have lost a game to be in our top 12. And everybody's like, well, what about so and so on a neutral field and their schedule? I don't care. USF was number 4 when they had beaten 2 ranked teams. Nobody else had done that. So guess what? They lost. We moved them out. That's what happens. Out of the top 12, they still would be in our top 25. But I just don't get when everybody's like, yeah, but theoretically, we don't care. We don't care. You played 2 games. Who have you played? Did you win? Okay, great. You can be in our top 12. Guess what? We have a whole season to move people in and out. I'm not looking down the road. Who cares? Committee has spoken. Secondly, here's the top 5 games of the week for you college football fanatics this week. We picked 5 games. The top 5, obviously, Texas Tech and Utah kicks it off at noon. Then you've got Auburn and Oklahoma at 3:30. Then you got Tulane and the Fighting Lane Kiffins at 3:30. And then you've got Illinois and Indiana at 7:30. And then you've got Michigan State and USC at 11 p.m. now. You've got the Michigan-Nebraska games in there. You've got North Texas and Army. There's a couple other games, Florida, Miami, South Carolina playing they're on the pick'em sheet. I forget who's South Carolina playing. Somebody, Missouri. You got a couple other, games on there, but those are the top 5 we look at. And people are like, Tulane and Ole Miss, really? Yeah, dude, that's a big game for Tulane. Tulane beats Ole Miss, and the SEC loses one of their top 13 teams. Like, that's a feather in the cap of this sitting your grandma's college football, where one team runs the show and one conference runs the show forever. Tulane wins this game. That's big news. Big week for the American. The American has Memphis is playing Arkansas. Memphis has Arkansas at home, and then ECU plays BYU. So college football, big week of college football here, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who can't see on your screen, or that are listening to the audio version, these are graphics that we're putting up so far. We put up the top 12. We put up the top 5 games of week 4. Big spreads in these games, but now we're going to get to a segment called Upset Alert. And just quickly, that we did on Wednesday. Upset Alert. Now, there is some confusion, even though people, if you're listening in the audio version, you can't see. There's a graphic that at the top, it says Upset Alert, college football week 4, and then a bunch of sirens underneath that, siren emojis lined up. And then there are logos of teams. The teams' logos that are on this Upset Alert are Michigan, Duke, Indiana, Louisiana Tech, Iowa, who's currently playing Rutgers right now, and UTSA. So the logo that's on this graphic means these teams are on Upset Alert if they are favorites against the team in parentheses. So Michigan is favored by 2.5 against Nebraska. That's right, B. McCormick. I knew it was only a matter of time, baby. Only a matter of time before B. McCormick showed up. He sent out the bat signal. Those of you listening to the audio version, we record in front of a live virtual audience. So we have people that hop in the chat frequently. So if you're on this Upset Alert, your logo's on here. That means whoever you are on Upset Alert for whoever you're playing. That means you're a favorite. And Michigan's playing Nebraska. They're favored by 2.5. Upset Alert. Duke is playing NC State. Duke is at home, but they're favored by 3.5 versus NC State. Upset Alert. Illinois is at home. They're playing, or Indiana's at home. They're playing Illinois. They're minus 3.5 against Illinois. They're on Upset Alert because I have stuck, for those of you who don't listen to this show, the committee put out a graphic a couple of weeks ago before the season started of teams that were dark horses in these Power 4 conferences. Illinois was one of those teams. Texas A&M was one of those teams. Georgia Tech was one of those teams. Baylor was one of those teams. Those are the 4 dark horses. So I am so far. I don't even know what to describe, some sort of freight train, whatever, that I can put my Illinois stock in. They have to win this game or I will never hear the end of it. Louisiana Tech, minus 3.5, at home against Southern Miss. Southern Miss just smoked our guys from App State. So that might be a little bit of recency bias, but Southern Miss looked pretty good. So these are this is not like, oh, we're just going to pick the big games. We literally look at every single college football game and go through and be like, oh, I've seen those guys play. They look pretty good. Iowa right now, -2.5. They're playing at Rutgers. I'm currently watching the end of this Tulsa, Oklahoma State game because I want them to score more points. Then I'll flip it over to that one. But they were tied. And then UTSA at Colorado State. That one's a little hairy. UTSA is usually pretty good. They're 4.5-point favorites at Colorado State. I just think going up there playing in the mountains might give the Roadrunners, they're used to being in the desert. You know what I'm saying? So it might give them a little pause for cause there. And then we had the picks of the week. So that was upset alert. And then we got the picks of the week. Tex gave you an NC State at Duke under 59. He is Mr. Understruck. He gives you an under each week. I am Master Spreader. I gave you Rutgers +2.5 versus Iowa. Currently, we're okay there. Javi is the overtaker. He gave you Stanford at Virginia over 48.5. The ballsiest over I've ever seen in my life. These are all caricatures of us. We have, if you can't see the graphic again, we have AI created us basically cartoon characters of these nicknames we've given ourselves. Butch P is Bounty the Dog Hunter, and he gave you Michigan State +18.5 at, I think at USC. Yeah, at USC. I made that graphic wrong. Young Money Lines, which is Edge, he gave you Illinois +195 at Indiana. Now, look, folks, this is the second time Edge has tried to use Indiana to get me. Okay, he's I know what he's doing here. He wants Indiana. He's betting betting Illinois, so he can be like, see, I told you I believe. But the minute if they lose, he's going to turn it and flip it on me. So he has nothing that he has to be worried about. So he's trying to get me. I know what he's doing in my Illinois stock. I didn't say Illinois was going to go undefeated. I said they could make the conference championship in the Big Ten. I believe in Altmaier, believe in the amount of talent they have back, the experience they have. They run the football. I believe in them. I'm sorry. I feel like they can go on the road and win at Indiana. It's going to be an electric game tomorrow night. And then Dylon gave you an NFL prop. Daniel Jones over passing yards over 209.5 at Tennessee Titans. So far, the record for our picks of the week is 13-9. That's not bad considering how we started. And then our upset alert is 11-7. Pretty good there too. So let's see. All right. So those are all the slides. It's kind of a college football recap, a preview before we get into this pick'em contest, ladies and gentlemen. So now we got to pick some games. You can screenshot these. If you're in the car, go back, write them down. Oklahoma State's going to get the ball back here. We might get overtime. We need a touchdown, and we need points. Woo! Football season is the best, man. Yeah. It's the best. All right. I'm going to hit some segue music so we can get into this pick'em. Which one do I want to hit? Ooh, how about the electric? Let's get into this college football pick. Let's run down some of these games. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The college football pick'em segment. Friday night especial. Brought to you by Fourth Quarter Performance. FourthQuarterPerformance.com. Promo code GOATS20. If you want to pick something, pick yourself. Pick these supplements because you can go get creatine. You can go get protein. You can go get BCAAs. You can go get your super greens. All right at FourthQuarterPerformance.com. Pick your body. Pick your John Mayer. Say it like that, baddie. Pick it right now. Man, I just got distracted by Oklahoma State. I couldn't believe that guy was about to drop the football with an idiot. But anyways, FourthQuarterPerformance.com. Kindly enough to give us a promo code, and this is where I get my protein and my creatine. So, and I hit the gym. You see what I'm saying? Pythons. Let's go. Allegedly. But shout out to them for putting their neck on the line for us, giving us a little sponsorship there. So we appreciate them. Shout out Josh. Awesome dude. Great stuff. All right. I'm going to pull up this pick'em challenge here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look back. See how we did at week 3. We'll show you where we were wrong. Okay? I'm going to show you where we were wrong. No problem, though. Here we go. So, week 3, we picked one. Whoa. Uh-oh. We got a lot of pop-ups going on here. This is not fun. we basically bet on Oregon to do what they were supposed to do, which is beat Northwestern by 27.5. And we sat on the show and we said, you bet on Oregon. Oregon blows people out whenever they're not ranked. And of course, Oregon did not blow them out, and they suck, stink. And then we said, okay, USC, Purdue, they stink. Nope. 20. Those are huge, huge numbers. 27.5 for Oregon, 21.5 for USC. We still don't know who they are. They still haven't really played anybody. So those two really got us. I was so mad at this UGA Tennessee game. Javi told me that Tennessee couldn't get it done. And of course, Georgia covers by 3 instead of 4.5 on the road. So Georgia wins. So Javi gets to be like, oh, see, I told you Georgia would win. And I told him, I said, we don't need them to win. We're in a pick 'em contest. We need them to win by what the number says, which is 4.5. I said, I told you should have picked Tennessee. Didn't listen. So I get to get on here and yell at him about that. South Florida at Miami, that was a bad pick. Ole Miss, again, blew it late. And then we got hot toward the end there. So, except for Stanford finally decided to come alive and actually play football. So, Oklahoma State just missed it on 4th down. We're in trouble here. That guy was wide freaking open too. What a sham. Anyways, let's get to week 4. Let's run down through these. 15 games is what we got to pick, and we are dead on 500. First game up. We do not get to select which games we're supposed to pick. Okay? So the first game up, Syracuse, noon on ESPN. Syracuse, the Fighting Orange, against Clemson at Clemson. Clemson's 1-2. I cannot believe Tulsa's about. That's terrible. Man, Oklahoma State with the awesome unis, the great stadium. Oh, we're in the 4th quarter. Iowa's up 24-21. We're in trouble here. I can't look at this Rutgers Stadium without thinking about the 2007 field goal they missed, Jeremy Ito or whatever his name was. Syracuse at Clemson. Minus 16.5. Clemson is favored at home. Some are saying this is a get-right game for Clemson, that they right the ship and they blow out. I'm sorry. The Fighting Dabos and Cade Klubnik, I don't. Oh, looky here. Coach B has joined the show.
Back.
Yo, dude.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm here watching Iowa and Rutgers.
Hey, let's go. Rutgers plus 2.5. We need some points, Rutgers. By the way, Oklahoma State sucks.
They're awful.
Mm-hmm. All that money, all that big stadium, and they stink. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Syracuse plus 16.5 at Clemson. Am I crazy? Are we crazy?
No.
Yeah. I'm thinking Syracuse. There's no way.
I mean, it's probably going to happen because Clemson, everybody is down on it, down on Clemson. So they're probably going to cover, but I'm still picking Syracuse.
You think Syracuse plus 16.5?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the classic Dabo, nobody believes in us, backs against the wall, they want to fire me game. But, I mean, Clemson owes Syracuse one. I mean, Syracuse could be 3-1 here with their one loss to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Do we go? We have to go Syracuse, right?
Yeah, I like Syracuse from at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so sorry, Clemson. We're not saying you're not going to win, but 16. These big spreads, dude. Clemson hasn't even scored 16.5 points, have they, in a game? They're not even averaging that hardly.
Who's that?
Clemson.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Syracuse's defense is kind of bad though too.
Yeah, but they can move the ball on offense. Oh, catch the football, you loser!
Yeah, what are you doing?
Okay, next game. What is this? There's just
that was a good DV play, man. That dude waited. Waited till about got to his hands and knocked it out.
Slapped it out of there. Freaking T-Rex arms. Okay. Next game, Arkansas 2-1 on ABC noon at Memphis. Memphis is 6.5-point underdog at home. Memphis is 3-0. Arkansas coming to town. I looked and I saw that Memphis had played not the toughest schedule, but they handled it pretty good. What do you I don't know, man. What do you think?
Golly. How's Arkansas look this year?
I know they've got a good quarterback.
I mean, Arkansas tends to play better at the beginning of the year, and then they're done.
Yeah, I think Memphis is.
Oh wow!
Everybody wants to crown Tulane as the team to come out of the.
Wait till you see that next play.
What was that? He basically like threw it into his hip flexor. Did that hit him in the junk? Did that hit him in the junk? Wow.
I think you pinned it right there.
That hit him in the junk. This page is acting nuts right now. This pick'em page. But what do you think about Memphis? I think I want so badly.
I'm gonna say Memphis right there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Tight game. We'll see what Memphis has on the spread.
I think Memphis is just hold on. I gotta bring this back up. The page.
Maybe it's Memphis.
Hey, Beale Street, dude. Let's go. Walking in Memphis. Let's walk in Memphis one time, Butch P. I know Arkansas has a really good their quarterback's pretty elite. He looks awesome, but I don't know. It's still Pittman, and I trust Memphis. Hey, there we go, Rutgers. Let's go.
So, are we playing in Memphis, Tennessee, or Memphis, Arkansas?
Tennessee. All right, next game.
You know, that's one of those cities that's in 2 states.
Hey, next game, Saturday, noon, ESPN2. SMU goes to TCU, Texas State Championship right here. 2 best teams in Texas going at it. TCU is favored by 7.5. Now, everybody's going to remember what TCU did to UNC. And then they played, I think, Abilene Christian after that, and then they had a bye. So everybody's lasting memory from TCU.
I can't get.
Oh, whoops. Well, Butch was here. I don't know. He's probably have some connection issues. But SMU, they lost early. TCU had that big win against Bill Belichick and ruined that whole thing. Butch said he's lagging too bad, so he's not going to be able to join us. So look, he tried. We're about to solo this thing. But SMU at TCU 7.5. I don't know. I haven't liked what I've seen from SMU thus far. They lost to Baylor. So, and TCU, man, that quarterback, oh my gosh, dude. That quarterback looked phenomenal. Hoover is his name. Looked phenomenal against that guy was slinging it against UNC. So I think we're going to go with the Horned Frogs here. And we're going to go TCU to get all up on SMU. All right. Game of the day. Number 17, Texas Tech at Utah at noon, which is unfortunate because this would have been an awesome Utah night game. But, of course, big noon kickoff wants to be there and ruin everything because they think it's about them. Nobody cares. So Utah, 3-0. Big 12 matchup here. Two quarterbacks that we don't – well, Devin Dampier came over from New Mexico. Right now, both of these teams are 3-0 in the Big 12. No conference games. This is their first conference game. The Big 12, man, look now, the Big 12's got UCF. They've got TCU, BYU, Utah, Texas Tech, Arizona, Houston, Iowa State are all undefeated. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams are undefeated in the Big 12. And everybody was dunking all over them. And then they've only got 2 teams with a losing record. That's Colorado and Kansas State. Kansas State stinks. But we're not going to dwell on Kansas State. But so this game right here is for the driver's seat in the Big 12. We got that what's that guy's name? He's in the Morton. Oh, Baron Morton. And then Devin Dampier. So the big Texas Tech has what? They have the number 1 offense in the country. Morton leads the league, leads the Big 12 in touchdowns. B. McCormick, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I was in the wrong. I wasn't in the comment section there. And then Utah, obviously, Utah is defensive football. So Texas Tech has all the NIL money. They paid everybody. They've been playing nobody basically to start the season. Utah has beaten Wyoming. Took them a while to get going. They beat Cal Poly and they beat UCLA by like 30. Turns out UCLA stinks. And then Texas Tech hasn't played much better of a competition. So I don't know. I think this is tough. I'm always partial to picking Utah. Always. Usually I trust Whittingham. I trust the culture at Utah. I like Devin Dampier. But my gut says to go Texas Tech. Just because I think if this game was at night, it would be Utah lights out. Now I'm not saying Texas Tech has to win, but we just got to get them plus 3.5. I think it's going to be an absolute knockdown drag out. We're going to see what these quarterbacks are made of. Like I said, that Morton guy's leading the Big 12 in touchdown passes. He's got like 11 or 12 or something. So we're gonna find out. But I think Texas Tech. I also want to see Texas Tech ranked 1 because that guy is shove a burrito, you know where. So we're gonna go Texas Tech plus 3.5 at Utah. Next game up. Look, UCF is 2-0. Scott Frost is back. And also, shout out Sean Clark. We were thinking about you, former App State guy. Tragedy that happened there. The story is very sad. Seems to be getting better, though, with Sean Clark. If you don't know what I'm not going to elaborate. Go Google Sean Clark. Just know that we were thinking about him and his family. But UCF plays North Carolina. Now, everybody's looking at UCF like, oh, 2-0, but they have that 2-0 has not been elite. I will tell you that. UCF has played North Carolina A&T, who they beat by 60, and then Jacksonville State, who they beat by 7. So, what can we trust with those 2 wins? Scott Frost being back. I honestly like plus 6.5 for you. I know UNC looked bad. Man, are we really going to pick North Carolina? I just don't trust UCF. I know they're 2-0, but I don't know. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're picking UNC. UNC plus 6.5. B. McCormick, what do you think? Then another game of the day. I think that whole first game against TCU was just a terrible, terrible, terrible overhyping, way too much for everybody to handle. Now North Carolina's kind of flying under the radar. And that's better. So I think they come out more buttoned up. I don't think UCF has the athletes that TCU does. So, all right. Saturday, next game, 3:30, ABC, SEC battle. Auburn, number 22 Auburn, 3-0 at Oklahoma, 3-0. Revenge game. Jackson Arnold, quarterback for Auburn, was at Oklahoma. So Venables is going to know exactly what to do against that guy. I'm not really sure what to make of Jackson Arnold. He looked terrible at Oklahoma last year. But, goes to a new place. Maybe everything looks good. I know Oklahoma's defense is freaking for real with Venables. And now they have John Mateer, who's just lighting it up. I think I think this is, Oklahoma already has beaten Michigan, and they would have a second-ranked win over Auburn. But I mean, Auburn. Who in the hell? Who's Auburn played? I could be wrong here, but Auburn, not really much. They played South Alabama. They played Ball State, and they beat Baylor. Okay, so that was a good win. That's right. They ran it. They crammed it down Baylor's throat week 1. That was. I forgot about that. So okay, all right, but I just don't think what's his face Jackson Arnold is going to be able to keep up with Mateer. I think Mateer is going to light it up. So I think Oklahoma gets it done 6.5, minus 6.5. Whew, another big game for the American, ladies and gentlemen. Tulane 3-0 versus Ole Miss, number 13 Ole Miss 3-0. Saturday 3:30 ESPN. Ole Miss is favored by 11.5. Their quarterback got hurt, so they're playing a transfer guy. So they're trying to figure that out. This is going to scare everybody because USF was plus 16.5 against Miami, and they got smoked by Miami. So now is everybody going to be like, oh, Tulane, are they the next? Is Jake Retzlaff and crew, are they the next one to get absolutely throttled as a double-digit underdog? And it makes, Can Tulane keep up with? I don't want to pick Ole Miss. Golly, I don't want to pick Ole Miss. I mean, this is going to be rough. Now, remember, Tulane last year took him to the freaking brink. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look here. What's going on with the offenses and the defenses here for Tulane? And a lot of people picking Tulane. We might be on that. Ole Miss's defense sucks. Holy smokes. Terrible. But it's not like Tulane's offense is that great. And their defense really isn't that great. And Ole Miss's offense is really good. Ole Miss, Tulane's giving up 370 yards a game. Can Retzlaff and crew. Now, Ole Miss. Now, look, here's the deal with Ole Miss. They haven't covered worth a dang the whole year. They've been screwing people left and right. So why would we believe that they're going to do it this time? So we're going Tulane. Let's go Green Wave. Okay. Next, Saturday at 3:30, CBS, Big Ten game, huge implications. Michigan's 2-1, ranked 21st. Nebraska's 3-0, not ranked. And Nebraska at home is 2.5-point underdogs against Michigan. This is a no-brainer. This is a man in the iron mask, Leonardo DiCaprio. Lock of the week right here. Throw away the key. I don't care about the busing with the boys bowls. Could give a crap less. What I do care about is I don't know that Michigan, their defense is very good. Well, let's look at the numbers before I say that. I remember watching them, and they haven't been too. Everybody's picking Nebraska though, and I remember watching Nebraska. Michigan's offense stinks. Yeah, Michigan's defense is middle of the road, but Nebraska's offense has been. Their defense has been good. And I remember looking who did Nebraska play. I remember looking it up. It wasn't that impressive. They played. Let's look at Nebraska. They played HCU. They played Cincinnati, who's awful. Oh, did he catch that? Holy shnikes. And they played Akron. So we don't know diddly poo about Nebraska. We want to believe that Nebraska is, all their defense is allowed 66 passing yards a game. They allow 200 yards total a game. Like, they've given up the 7th least amount of points in their offenses, but they haven't. I mean, they played HCU and they played Akron. So, like, what can we believe there? When they played Cincinnati, they looked pedestrian, and that wasn't even a great team that they played. So I don't know. I know I don't trust either of these teams. I trust the home team. So I'm taking Nebraska. Cornhuskers. Let's go. Okay, next game. Big 12 matchup. Is Iowa about to, this is disastrous here. Iowa's marching right. Does Rutgers not play defense, for crying out loud? I mean, you're letting Iowa score. They're going to score 30 points against you. Rutgers, Iowa doesn't score 30 points. West Virginia at Kansas, 6 o'clock Saturday on FS1. Kansas 2-1, West Virginia's 2-1. Last time we saw Kansas, they blew it against Missouri. Last time we saw West Virginia, they were burning couches because they beat Pitt. West Virginia has an awful, well, I wouldn't say awful loss. They have a loss against Ohio. Shout out Ohio, shout out Maction. Give them some credit. It's not awful. What are you talking about? Everybody quiet down. But West Virginia, it started at, well, it's 13.5. So I'm assuming people are betting Kansas. They're 5-6 against the spread. West Virginia is. I have not seen enough consistency from Kansas to make me think that this is going to be an 11-point game. I think, I don't know. I haven't seen enough consistency from Kansas. I think West Virginia goes on the road. Plus 11.5 is a lot for two teams that we're not quite sure what they are. I mean, Kansas lost to Missouri. They beat Fresno pretty good. And I forget who else they played. But, 11.5, I mean, Kansas hadn't played in a while. So, all right. We're going West Virginia. Fake Mountaineers. Uh-oh. He's doing the where's the crowd at noise. Okay, 7 o'clock Saturday, ESPN, South Carolina. They were ranked 11th. They lose one game, out. Lenore Sellers, I saw, is going to play. So you got the fun quarterback matchup. South Carolina's defense stinks. Turns out them beating Virginia Tech meant nothing because they got throttled by Vandy at Vandy. So South Carolina has another tough road matchup against Missouri in Bo Perbula, who is thrusting himself Blades of Glory style back into the conversation of potential Heisman. But Missouri's ranked 23rd, 3-0. They just beat, who did they just beat? I know they beat Kansas. They beat Arkansas, maybe. They beat Arkansas, I'm pretty sure. They beat Kansas. Then they beat Louisiana. They beat Central Arkansas. That's what it was. They beat Kansas. That's okay. Okay. So Missouri's big win is Kansas. And then they throttled Louisiana and Central Arkansas. Okay, great. South Carolina was ranked 11th. Their defense is not very good. They lost a lot of defense in the offseason. They have Lenore Sellers, who I'm told is a Heisman candidate, a top draft prospect, so on and so forth. He's going to play. I think this is if South Carolina wants any part of the SEC conversation, they have to win this game. Plus 13.5 dogs at Missouri. That's a lot for a conference game and a team that was ranked just 11th in the country. Must-win game for South Carolina. South Carolina, Cox. October right around the corner. Next game. Florida at Miami. This is a no-brainer for me. I think Miami. It's 7:30 on ABC. Florida's 1-2. They stink. They just lost to who'd they just lose to? Terrible loss. LSU. They lost 20-10 LSU. Forgot about that. DJ Lagway's not the guy. Miami, Carson Beck should be in the Heisman conversation. All these jabronis who told us all the Arch Mannings and the Cade Klubniks and the Sellers and the Lagways. Done. Get them out. Let's get the next wave. We were on that weeks ago. Miami's just rolling. I think this is, especially because it's at Miami. That place is going to be rocking. So the U is back. Texas is not back. I mean, Miami's got dudes all over their defensive front too. So Florida, I don't know what they're doing. This might get Napier fired, unfortunately. So, but okay. Saturday, 7:30, the Apple Cup, baby. Washington is 2-0 at Washington State, 2-1. I got burned last week for picking Washington State against North Texas, and they got smoked. Washington State got absolute. I picked them as like my spread of the week, and they got absolutely crushed, housed by North Texas in my face. Like, I couldn't believe, like, I remember checking the score and be like, oh, that's not good. So Washington has beaten Colorado State and UC Davis. And they are 20.5-point favorites to Washington State in a rivalry game, which bring back rivalry week. This sucks. Hate that this game is in September. It should be late in the year. So we're going to go Washington State. I mean, I know it's ugly. It's a rivalry game. 20.5 points is way too much for a rivalry game. All right, here we go. Biggest game of the day. Illinois at Indiana. Number 9 at number 19. Both of them 3-0. 7:30 NBC. Big Ten game of the day. Big Ten game of the century for both of these teams, especially Illinois. If Illinois wins this game, well, they just have to cover. They're plus 4.5. They do that, or they win this game. They are in the driver's seat for their schedule. I want to look at Illinois. Let's pull up Illinois' schedule. I didn't have it pulled up. Because I remember looking at them before, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they return all these players. So Illinois will play Indiana. Then they get USC at home. Then they get Purdue. Then they get Ohio State at home. Then they get Washington. Then they get Rutgers. Then Maryland. Then Wisconsin. So right now, Illinois is in the meat of their schedule. They go Indiana, USC, Purdue, Ohio State. Okay? That right there is a murderer's row. But they are poised to get, if they can go 3-1, they lose one of those games. They lose, they go 2-1, and then they get Ohio State at home. Oh, buddy. Then they can, the rest of their schedule, the rest of the way is kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games that are very winnable games. So, ha-ha! Commies! Sorry about your driveway. So I picked the Tar Heels. Tell them I picked the Tar Heels to cover against UCF. So Illinois is in the driver's seat. So we're going to take Illinois because you know what? We stand on principles here. We stand on business. So to say, plus 4.5. Okay. Saturday, 7:30 Fox, Big 12 matchup. Big 12 going at it this weekend. Arizona State needs a win. Baylor needs a win. The quarterback from Baylor, absolute dog, Sawyer Robertson, I think Robertson or whatever his name is. This should be a fun game. I trust Baylor because I picked him to win the conference. So I'm going Baylor minus 2.5. Sorry, Arizona State. And then the late night game. This was Butch P's Bounty, the Dog Hunter, pick of the week. Saturday at 11 p.m. on Fox. You're going to get 15 straight hours of football. Michigan State, who's 3-0. Remember the coach from Oregon State, Smith. What's his name? Something Smith. I forget his name. Smith. Comes over to Michigan State. Got him 3-0. Who's Michigan State played? That's really the test right now because most of these early season records are kind of wild. But they go to USC, who's number 25. Michigan State has played Youngstown State, Boston College, and Western Michigan. That's not great. But I do trust, what I do trust is his coach. USC also hasn't really played anybody. But I'm going with Butch. I think Michigan State plus 16.5. Not saying they're going to win, but I think Michigan State covers that. I think that coach is too good. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The picks of the week. College football pick 'em. Let's go run them through. Review right here. Syracuse plus 16.5 at Clemson. Memphis plus 6.5 hosting Arkansas. TCU minus 7.5 hosting SMU. Texas Tech plus 3.5 at Utah. North Carolina plus 6.5 at UCF. Oklahoma minus 6.5 hosting Auburn. Tulane plus 11.5 at Ole Miss, habitual non-coverers. Nebraska plus 2.5 hosting Michigan. West Virginia plus 11.5 at Kansas. South Carolina plus 13.5 at Missouri. Miami minus 7.5 hosting Florida. Washington State plus 20.5 hosting Washington. Illinois plus 4.5 at Indiana. Baylor minus 2.5 hosting Arizona State. And then Michigan State plus 16.5 at USC. That's a lot of plus big numbers there that we don't want to deal with. But that's the way the cookie crumbled today. 15-0 right there. Book it. Total points for Arizona State. Let's see. What was the over for that game? Let's be smart here. The over-under for the Arizona State-Baylor game was 60. So let's say, oh, they got him. Let's say we think that Baylor is going to cover that by 2.5. So let's say 30 to 34 in favor of Baylor. Boom. And then Michigan State at USC, over-under for that game was 55.5. I'm going to say they cover. I think they keep it within 10. So I think it's going to be 26 for Michigan State. No, 24 to 34. 35. Let's do that. 24-35 USC. Lock those in. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The picks have been saved. Now, let's get that out of here. Get that out of here. Let's share the screen. I'm going to go to bed. I got vacation coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow starts my vacation with family. So we will still be doing the NFL Pick'em tomorrow. Have no fear. So stay tuned for that. Everybody enjoy your Saturday. Everybody enjoy your college football Saturday. And then tune in tomorrow night because we will be doing the NFL Pick'em show. 16 games of the NFL schedule. Everybody have a nice Saturday. Good luck on your games, whatever teams you root for. Go check out the new podcast. This podcast will be out if you're tuning in late. Go back and check it out. Follow us on all the social medias. We post a lot of graphics and such. Subscribe to the show, rate, review, all those things help us out. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great Saturday.